Welcome to the channel, everyone. So I read a few things on mindset the other day, and I want to share some things with you that might resonate. First, nobody's coming to save you. Your life, your goals, your achievements, and your work ethic is 100% your responsibility. And that hit home for me pretty hard because if some of you are new and you don't know some of my story, I'll keep this very brief. But about 5 years ago, I was very close to being homeless. And that was a pretty rough time for me, and lots of bad decisions led me to being in that position, and I have no one else to blame but myself. But what I've learned since then is that hard work and perseverance beats talent any day of the week. I knew that's not where I was supposed to be, and I worked my ass off to get to the point where I am today. Now, the next thing that I want to share with you, and this might seem counterproductive, but it's to stop reading so many self-help books. Because you're not going to just wake up one day after reading a book and then all of a sudden be ready to make your move or start something. I mean, sure, you might get some motivation or a couple ideas, but there's never going to be this perfect time to start something. What you need is self-discipline and action, because sitting on the couch isn't leading you anywhere except for another day sitting on the couch. Now, I mentioned this before, but it's worth repeating, and here's two of my favorite quotes. The first one is, "Nobody who's winning has a problem with somebody else winning." And the second one goes like this: "Don't waste your time trying to dim your own light out of fear that it could get in somebody else's eyes, because if their light was shining, they wouldn't even see yours." And this brings me to something else that I've learned along the way, and that's that it's better to have one single friend who supports your wins, encourages you to reach your goals, and who is genuinely happy for you than it is to have a bunch of friends who are jealous of your success, lazy, self-centered, and who always seem to have an excuse or is like always blaming somebody else for the situation that they're in. All right, now I want to read you guys a few comments that I received because they are pretty rough. "Less than a year, I'll be 40. I've accomplished nothing I've wanted to. I've spent the last 20 years living a life of instant gratification and have nothing to show for myself." Here's another one. "I'm earning over 200K a year and I'm stone cold broke. I can't pay my bills and I'm jealous of homeless people as I just work and have nothing. At least I have no fear of death. It's a crazy world. No happy ending here." Now, if that doesn't have an impact on you, I'm not sure what will, but I get emails and comments like this from time to time, and it's just extremely sad, right? It's sad because I can understand, and also that I'm not trained to help these guys in the way that they need to be helped. I mean, think about it, right? What can I say other than, "Look, man, I hear you, and please keep moving forward because things will get better, I promise." But look, if you've been around for a while, you've probably seen some of the other videos that I've made that surround men's mental health and where I promoted the online therapy service BetterHelp. And also, if you've been around for a while, you probably know the story of my older brother who committed suicide when I was just a teenager. And look, I'm not making this video to be Debbie Downer. I'm making this video as motivation and to let you know that if you need a professional to talk to, BetterHelp, the sponsor of today's video, is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into their network of over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with all sorts of things in your life that you might be dealing with. It's super easy to sign up and then get matched with a therapist. Now, there's going to be a link down below in the description, and it's betterhelp.com/fashion. Clicking that link does help support this channel, but it also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp, so you can connect with a therapist and just see if it helps you out. You'll just answer a couple questions initially about your needs and your personal preferences. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. Then you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether that's via text, chat, phone, or video, and you can message your therapist at any time and then schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. And because finding a therapist can be a little bit like dating, and if you don't really click with that particular therapist, which is pretty common in therapy, you can easily switch to a new therapist for absolutely free without having to stress about insurance or anything like that. So listen, if you're struggling, please, for me, consider online therapy with BetterHelp. Just click the link down below in the description, or just go visit betterhelp.com/fashion. The link is down below. Thank you, BetterHelp, for supporting my channel and for sponsoring today's video. Now, here's something else that I've learned along the way. Silence is better than unnecessary drama. And look, I've talked about staying out of useless drama a bunch of times in many other videos because it contributes exactly zero value to your life. Not everything always needs to be said, and many times silence speaks louder than words. Now, however, with that said, sometimes you do need to speak up. And without going into too much detail, something happened to me recently where I was with a group of people and things were being said that I simply could not allow to continue. I stayed quiet for long enough thinking that maybe my non-response would just let them know that I just wasn't entertained. But after a certain point, I had to speak up. And you know what? It stopped and things got better after that. Now here's something else that I really want you to understand. If you know someone who's smarter than you, and maybe they're even in your same field or industry, try to find a way to work with them and don't compete against them. Because competition in that manner shows your weakness. It also shows your insecurity and your jealousy, because if somebody's smarter than you or better than you, that must somehow automatically make them your enemy. It doesn't. Find a way to work together and not against, because two healthy minds are a lot better than one. All right, this next one might hit home for a lot of you guys, and that's to forget the timeline of what you thought your life would look like at this point. I mean, maybe you thought you'd be married with a bunch of kids and have that amazing job with a corner office and drive a Lamborghini, but I'm here to tell you that you are not a failure because the life you're living right now doesn't match the life that you dreamed about when you were still in your 20s. Because here's the thing, at 25 years old, you don't even know who you are yet. You think you do, but you don't. And this is why so many people who get married in their 20s end up getting a divorce. It's because you haven't developed fully into the person that you will eventually become later in life. And then you guys just grow apart. People change, your values change, and the behavior that you allow from other people changes. I mean, just like the story I told a minute ago, right? The younger me would have allowed that behavior to continue and I wouldn't have said anything. But today, hell no. And getting back to what I said at the beginning of this video, the interesting thing about being at rock bottom is there's no place to go but up. I discovered during that time this incredibly strong work ethic that I didn't even know I had. I also discovered a deep passion for helping other people and wanting to be the spark that allows somebody else to start improving themselves and their life. And if you made it this far, I want to tell you one more thing. I realize that not all of my videos connect with everyone. I get that. But I also want you to know that I work very hard on trying to send a message of positivity and encouragement, because as you know, it's never too late and you're never too old to make a change in your life or start something new. And one more thing before you take off. There's 2.5 months left in 2023. Make that time count. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing, because I would love to have you part of this Legends family. And with that, my friends, as always, thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I'll see you in the next one.